Dang it. Welcome to another episode of Springville Hot Ones. I am lucky enough to have, that would have been bad.
I would not have been happy about that.
Lucky enough to have the head honcho here, Mr. Merritt. Welcome. First question I always start off with is, what would be your tolerance level when it comes to hot and spicy foods?
I am a fan of the spicy food as long as it remains enjoyable. So there is a point in which, I like spicy, but when it crosses the line, I get very childlike and complaining about things.
Okay, so here's kind of been the barometer. What's your max at Buffalo Wild Wings?
I have done blazing there before, not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I was missing out on something, and I found out I was not. It was just terrible, and I hated every second of it. But I typically am, since I like the flavor enjoyment piece, I'm more of like a honey barbecue, Parmesan garlic, but I do like their medium wings. I could probably go a little bit more than that, but that's about my enjoyment level tolerance.
All right. Are we ready to dive into the first sauce?
Yep.
All right. Got Frank's Red Hot, classic. Oh yeah. All right. First question. You're only allowed 5 movies. What are those 5 movies that you are going to choose?
Say The Lord of the Rings, kill some time. Even longer series, but I will not count this. I mean, you can count this many as you want. I do like Star Wars, so I could definitely sit down and go through some Star Wars movies. I've always been a big fan of like a Dumb and Dumber type movie. I think I could watch that quite a bit just because I can recite majority of the lines in that. So I would go that route. I do like Anchorman quite a bit. That's good stuff too. Maybe something like Old School or something like that. So.
Okay. It's been brought up about Dumb and Dumber multiple times doing this, about the scene.
Oh, yeah. I actually, funny you should bring that up. We actually recreated that scene when I was a senior in high school in speech class with Ms. Weber. So we recreated that scene. There was 3 of us and did the whole ketchup and mustard thing, and it went up in the ceiling, which is now actually Ms. Bones' classroom. So it was pretty fun.
All right, time to jump up to the next one. We got Tasty Taco.
I'm very taco-y.
I would say at Springville, it's pretty well known that you have a disdain for birds.
Oh.
Is there a story that goes along with that fear, or is there a reason, or you can talk about why you hate birds so much?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of things that go into that. It's complicated, but the 3 things that I distinctly remember that have really kind of made me not like birds are my brother, when he was younger, caught one in a butterfly net on the ground. I don't know if there's something wrong with the bird or what, but he somehow or another caught one on the ground under a butterfly net, and just seeing that thing going berserk and freaking out kind of was somewhat traumatizing at that point. When we used to live out in the country, we used to get bats and some birds every once in a while in our house, and they would just fly around all crazy, bouncing off walls, and just, again, one of those somewhat traumatic experiences. And then I can just remember mowing out in open field areas and just those things swooping down, like these little things swooping at me, and then I had no chance to retaliate should they ever actually attack me. I mean, I've had also some bad other bird stories, like when the turkey broke through the glass at the school, I almost kicked it. I just thought someone broke the glass, and come to find out there was a hidden turkey in there, and not my proudest moment at that particular moment, but yeah. And so, yeah, just little traumatic moments have added up to my dislike of the bird.
All right, here we go. Classic is the next sauce. Easy?
Oh yeah, we're good. No, we're still good. I know that's going to change, so I'm going to act cool and confident now before I change. So
the Springville basketball coach, head basketball coach at Springville. I want you to rank these players in order of greatness. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, James Harden, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Clearly, LeBron James is the number 1 option in that vote. I think at this point I'd probably take Kevin Durant next. I think he's, kind of a better all around. I think I'd probably go Giannis after him, Steph Curry, and then James Harden.
All right, let's jump up to the aardvark.
Give another dip just to, I don't want there to be any questions about my commitment. I'm thirsty from the standpoint of just being thirsty, not because of the heat at this point, but clearly I have something to work for. So,
is there a teacher or coach that you think back on that really kind of pushed you?
Growing up there, I kind of know how some of the kids right now are probably feeling, or other kids that are in a small school. And just having a lot of teachers, I guess, that were really cared, I guess, and made sure that they took the time to push a little bit. I'd probably say a couple that come to mind. I had a lot, so not saying somebody doesn't mean that they mean something by any means, but I remember Mr. Semler, who's actually the Merritt principal now. He was a teacher back at the time, and I had him. He coached me in a couple different things, and had him as a teacher. And he was really good at connecting with students, making school fun, and I kind of always felt like he was somebody pushed me, and I didn't want to do things that would maybe let him down by anything or by any stretch of something like that. And as I got a little bit older and gotten more into the high school classes, I know Coach Mack was kind of a big deal, which is why he was somebody that from the direction I wanted to go from a teaching standpoint when I decided to become a teacher. I mean, I saw what he did, and I really liked what he did and how he approached things, and just the way I got along with him as a business teacher kind of encouraged me to go that route. So those were a couple people, at least from growing up from a teacher standpoint or coach standpoint, that were great too. And another thing with Coach Mack too, I know we had always shared football with Central City for the longest time. My senior year, we broke off and started back to being by ourselves, which we've maintained since. And I was appreciative of him taking the coaching role on and getting that program going again after we'd shared for so long. So,
all right, Los Calientes.
I think the aardvark one was a little bit more intense in that one. I don't know if it's the pepper that really came through with the aardvark. This one was just a good tasting one. I like that one.
Question. There is, I've heard stories, and I've heard some, I wouldn't even call it.
Just not a good start, but go ahead.
I wouldn't even call them rumors. I've just heard the story of maybe after a basketball game one time, you and a couple of your buddies ordered a pizza after a game.
I think that's a good learning lesson. I think there's a lot of things that people do dumb in life, and it's just how you take them. And it was definitely a good learning lesson. And I find the irony of me doing what I did now that I'm coaching, because as I think about it in the other shoes, I probably wouldn't have been very thrilled. So we'd actually been going, it was actually before the game, which to me makes it worse. We went to Center Point, Urbana. That was when they were in our conference, and we had gotten there. I think it was Center Point. Yeah, it was Center Point. And we had gotten there, and their concession stand was not open yet, and we were extremely hungry at that point. And I don't know if we just got into the game too early or what, but the concession stand wasn't open. A bunch of us thought it would be an intelligent decision to call and have pizzas delivered to Center Point, Urbana basketball game. So we ordered some pizzas, and they took a little longer than we thought. So we were in the stands watching the girls' game, and then we looked down to the end of the bleachers, and the pizza guy was in the doorway with a handful of pizzas, and our coach, who at that time was Travis Griffith, was our head coach, and I know Bo was the assistant at that point, who Griff's up at Northland now, and I'm sure he loves this story and still tells the story. But the pizza guy asked him where whoever had ordered him, the name was that person, and needless to say, we all ended up in the locker room, and we got reamed pretty good for lack of focus, so to say. And I'm pretty confident we ended up losing too. I don't necessarily think the pizza part was the problem. I think they were good and they were big, and we weren't either of those, but at that time, but definitely not very focused basketball at that point. And Griff he was not happy, to say the least. And I'm surprised that Bo didn't kill us. Where people held off to the drink, so I'm feeling good that I at least made it to that point. All right, a little more dip. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, it does not taste good. Yeah. It's a little tastier. I mean, a little. I'm all over the place now. I was a little warmer. It's a little tastier. I mean, a little warmer than the one before. I think, as others have stated, the saliva aspect does not help matters. So, yeah. I'm gonna get a Kleenex here, but I'm gonna hold out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it escalated quickly. I'm not. I have a tear, though. There's no doubt about that in both eyes.
Woo. You know what? I'm going.
Well, I'm too competitive. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to get through. If I can at least take a bite of the next one with that in there, that's when I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna go get my milkshake.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it to the yard.
What?
I'm feeling okay. I think I'm gonna get through get to the bomb before drinking. So.
Okay. All right. I guess let's just go kind of a Springville-based question.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, and this is stupid. This is how people do dumb things in life. Sometimes when they're competitive, they do dumb things and don't take care of themselves or make intelligent decisions. And I really am thinking right now, it's not my best decision to try to get through it, but I have a reputation to uphold.
Fair enough. All right. What do you love about working at Springville?
Actually, I've been at Springville. Most people probably know. I've been at Springville since I grew up in Springville. I've taught at Springville. Now I'm principal at Springville. So obviously there's a great appeal to Springville. I think the biggest thing that, has always been something I could say has been a positive is just how great, and I'll speak from current role, how great the students are and parents are and staff is. It's just unreal. As you think about other places and stuff, I'm sure there's a lot of great places out there, but I always would struggle with thinking that there's a collective group of people and support that's better than what we have, which has always been great. I felt that as a student, and then obviously as a teacher, and now in this particular role. So people are clearly the best piece to it, just from a general school standpoint. I love the fact that students can get involved in pretty much anything they want to. We try to do everything we can to not make people make choices, and I know that that's not the case all the time. We don't necessarily have every club and everything everybody else offers, but we also allow people to do a lot more things sometimes. And I probably have a fairly general statement for small schools in general.
I think we'll jump up to the bomb.
I can hear the drum in my brain. This is the one I've been the most worried about, because I've noticed every time I've seen you guys do this, this is the point where people look like, I can't even describe it, but whatever it is, the facial expression is the point this is the one that kind of scares me a little bit. Or if I'm just shaking because I'm nervous, I'm literally somewhat shaking. I think it's nerves. I can't. Oh my God, it's terrible. I don't understand why it tastes so bad. The taste is unbelievable. I hope there are people out there that like that, because that's terrible tasting. And as you said, slow builder.
Yeah, it's.
All right, I got it. Oh my God. It's horrible. I mean, it's not just the taste. Well, milkshake.
Ugh.
I went whole milk. This is horrible. Oh my God. I'm crying. I'm shaming my family right now. They're watching me do this.
Ugh.
I can't. This is the worst. It's a deep bird. It's so bad. I go in two hands. I got milkshake and milk.
Ugh.
I can't. I wish this was like me faking a reaction. I can't even say that. My legs won't stop shaking.
Oh. All right, ready?
Oh, yeah.
LeBron or Michael?
Michael.
Buffalo Wild Wings or Who Hot?
Oh, Who Hot.
Netflix or Disney Plus?
Netflix. Love the docus. Open and yogurt. I'm just gonna think if I mix a lot of things, it'll work. Even though I know that's not true.
Crispito or Tostada Pizza?
Oh my God. First time it's me, it's not a pizza. Get it right.
Dang it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come at you. It's the spice talking. Crispito.
Michael Scott or Dwight Schrute?
Really? Michael Scott.
Kobe or Shaq?
In terms of what?
Answer the question.
Kobe.
Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, Pepsi.
Hot dog is a sandwich, yes or no?
Man, oh man, I'm convinced it's a sandwich.
Subway or Jimmy John's?
Subway.
NBA 2K or Madden?
NBA 2K.
Jim Halpert or Dwight Schrute?
Halpert. Jim Halpert.
Mozzarella sticks or onion rings?
Mozzie sticks.
Peyton Manning or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. Nope.
Mitchell Trubisky or Kyle Orton?
Kyle Orton. Oh my God, Mitchell Trubisky needed traded. I'm a Bears fan. I'm trying to give the guy some slack.
Captain America or Iron Man?
Ooh. I'm gonna go Captain America.
Nickelback or Creed?
Reed.
This one's an easy one. Chicago Bulls or Golden State Warriors?
Well, in terms of my favorite team, it's the Bulls, just because I'm not bandwagon, but I do like the Warriors. Like it's worked itself up into my nose. Like I don't understand.
It's
like it's supposed to be here. I didn't eat it with my nose.
It's unbearable. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Because I like JT, it's NSYNC. But I know the back. I mean, that's a fairly unique. Ab stuff smells terrible, by the way.
You think so?
Well, I guess I can't really smell anything. That's probably not that fair.
All right, it is customary on the last dab to add a little bit more than usual.
So I've heard and seen. I am seriously shaking right now. Hard to see, but it's definitely coated.
Oh yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
The taste isn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, I'm trying to grab. Oh my God. It's so not good. It's amazing how much this stuff like scrambles your brain. I'm trying to think clearly right now, and I can't because I keep thinking about pain. Like, I get the show now. Like, I never understood how could they not answer some of those questions or screw up on some of those things, and I get it.
Here's your last question. Hopefully. All right, what would be one of your favorite or one of your favorite stories to come out of being a principal or a coach, whether it be funny, whether it be just a good story, anything like that?
Probably one of my biggest regrets is not writing some of the things down that happened. It's kind of one of those, I don't know, I think it's I am just happy, proud, whatever, the fact of just my journey, I guess, from being somebody that grew up in Springville and having the chance. I mean, everything just kind of worked itself out where opportunities for me have opened up at Springville at just the right moments. When I graduated college, that right as I was graduating was when Coach Mack had retired, so the business was open, so it was like just perfect timing at that point. After I finished my master's stuff or principal stuff when I was in Cedar Rapids, the Springville job opened like shortly after that. It just kind of seemed like everything's worked out. So maybe just the general growing up story of being there and then kind of coming back, and then, you know, I'm happy with how everything's turned out from a professional educational standpoint, clearly, but then, you know, from the coaching standpoint, when I took on the coaching position 12 years or so ago, it was one of those where, I don't know, there's always that personal goal. You wanted to kind of do something and make the program, put it in a better spot than maybe that you were at. And, you know, one of my goals always was to try to get to the state tournament. Clearly we wanted to win, but at least there is a huge task and obstacle. And so it's always been kind of a personal goal. And so that'll be a story that I'll always be happy about and excited about, and know that it'll kind of something like kind of a goal that I'd set out to do that I wasn't sure. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, there's only so many teams to go, and sometimes things just have to play out in your favor, luck and everything. And so that'll be a general story, whatever, that I'll always be kind of proud about no matter what happens moving forward. So.
All right, well, you did it. Made it through.
I'm glad it's over.
Anything that you want to send out to students, community, Oriole Nation?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, this whole time and everything was given opportunity to even do this, but we know obviously that all this is kind of a bad ordeal and kind of stinks. And I'm sure that everyone wants to be back in school, or most people want to be back in school. I know staff wants to really be back, and I'm sure there's a lot of students I really think about a lot. I always think about the seniors and how this is just kind of really cut into their year, their parents and everything. And so, you know, I hope that they're all doing all right, but all the students for that matter, that they're all doing all right too. And obviously there's a lot of people out there working still, and, you know, healthcare workers are out on the front lines doing a lot and stuff. And so, you know, I think anybody that's out there working, I mean, no matter what profession, healthcare worker or otherwise, that are out working and stuff, I think everyone owes a lot of thank yous to those individuals. I mean, we're fortunate enough that we're in a position that we can accomplish a lot of our jobs from home and avoid some of those things, but we know there's not as many people, not everyone is fortunate to that, so that's a big deal. But I think with everything that kind of stinks, there's always a silver lining. You know, I'm trying to look at it from the fact that, and hope that students and other people are getting a lot more time to spend with their families. I mean, we all have busy lives typically, and if there is a positive that comes out of this, it's the opportunity to get to spend more time maybe with people you don't get to spend as much time with. I know students are always busy with a lot of things, and we ask a lot of them. And so I hope they're taking some time to just enjoy the fact that they're with their families. I know they miss their friends, and this will all pass. And I think that's a big piece of this too, is just everybody doing their part and maintaining hope that, you know, this thing is going to be done sooner than later, we hope, and kind of get back to normal. And I think our normal is going to be different than what it was before, because I think we've learned a lot about things that we need to adjust and stuff. And maybe people will walk around with a little bit greater appreciation for the things that maybe we took for granted that we can't do and stuff right now. So we're definitely thinking of everybody that's from our school and our community and other communities, and we're looking forward to getting everybody back at some point, hopefully sooner than later.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Yeah, no problem.